Welcome back, Riverdale fans. CW's amazing, thrilling, and chilling show has been a viewer favorite since 2017. And with so many amazing, intense characters with deep backstories and connections, it's no surprise why Riverdale is one to watch. As we know, Riverdale is based on Archie's comics, and the comic book characters' real-life counterparts definitely bring these comic book characters to life. Who doesn't love a little spiced-up, real-life, drama-filled version of such a classic comic? We most definitely love it, and huge props to the actors who are able to pull it off. With KJ Apa as Archie, Lili Reinhart as Betty, Camila Mendes as Veronica, and Cole Sprouse as Jughead, Riverdale High really hooks fans right from the beginning. This video, though, is not just about the show Riverdale as it exists. We've been scouring and following internet threads regarding Riverdale, and today we want to dive in and talk about some of the wildest, craziest fan theories about Riverdale that caught our attention. And whether or not these theories have actually been proven to be true or untrue, we still wanted to include their creativity anyway. As usual, friends, if you haven't caught up on this dark comic book-based drama yet, beware of spoilers. Here we go! If you watch Riverdale, then maybe you're also familiar with other teen dramas or maybe even dark crime shows. Well, we don't know about you, but we're big on shows like Law & Order and Criminal Minds. And friends, when the officers on the case are solving a crime, they usually have to figure out whether someone is working alone, or whether they're in it with someone else, or a whole group. So, we have heard the theory that the Black Hood is a collective, not just one person. And friends, we thought this was a really interesting idea since at one point, we knew that Hal wasn't the only person assuming the role of the Black Hood. So, the idea that the Black Hood could be this eerie, secret collective society that carries out these acts, it's not that far out there if you ask us. If you watch our other video, Things You May Not Have Noticed in Riverdale, we liken Betty's relationship to the Black Hood with Clarice and Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. Well, the secret society aspect would definitely change the parallels significantly. Speaking of Betty, she always seems to get wrapped up in the creepiest characters on the show. Well, what do we mean? In Season 3, we were used to seeing her go to the coroner for answers. And friends, he kind of gives us the creeps, which tells us that there may be more going on with him than what meets the eye. Well, we know that the Curdles, what's up with that name even, have been in Riverdale for generations, which means they are definitely part of that dark, hidden past that we keep seeing about the original residents of Riverdale. So, Dr. Curdle Jr. took over the family practice after his father passed away. And here's the wild theory. Dr. Curdle Sr. is in fact the Gargoyle King. Well, we know Jr. over here gives us the creeps, so it's quite possible there's some hidden, deep-rooted darkness surrounding the Curdles, and that Sr. is actually the Gargoyle King, and Jr. is just trying to manipulate Betty, as she often goes to him for information and advice. Speaking of master manipulation, let's talk about the elegant Penelope Blossom. Well, we know that she's always got some tricks up her sleeve, and we've heard some theories about what she may have done in order to break Hal out of jail. The theory was that she could be the one behind the lacing of the drugs at Riverdale High, and that she did so in order to rescue her lover, Hal. Well, he's supposedly killed, but we're pretty sure she's got him locked away, hiding somewhere. Maybe she turns on him to fulfill her own agenda of sinister deeds. Or maybe she just loves him so much that she'd rather kill him than let him be out in the world? I don't know, people do some insane things in the name of love. Or maybe they're working together to plot out another heist that involves poisoning the customers. Either way, this duo definitely had fans speculating on what may happen next in the Riverdale community. Well, friends, there are definitely some aspects of certain characters and situations that make us think that magic runs rampant in Riverdale. Let's talk about the farm, for example. It could be a hoax, or it could be for real. Betty witnesses her family throwing the baby twins into the fire, which totally freaks her out. That would freak anyone out. But the twins rise up out of the flames, which is pretty much the definition of a magical moment. So, what's the theory surrounding Edgar and the twins? Well, we've heard the theory that Edgar could be an ancient character who maintains his youthful appearance by sacrificing babies and small children. Yeah, we know, but this could really be the case. The farm tries to recruit Betty, telling her that her whole family is already on their side, but Betty remembers the creepy ritual and runs away. Well, if it wasn't magic, it could have possibly been a hallucination, a drug trip, a dream, or something along those lines, but there would have to be evidence that Betty just imagined the scenario as opposed to it being real life. What do you think about the presence of magic in Riverdale? And what was the moment that made you question everything? Let us know in the comments. Either way, the magical aspects of this show have fans asking some crazy questions. More on the elusive farm. Friends, there's another theory that circulated in 2019 that Archie joins the farm. It's safe to say that no one on Riverdale has a smooth sailing life and that chaos runs amok everywhere the characters go. So, Archie loses his dad, and after going through so much, that loss is enough to push anyone over the edge. He genuinely feels his absence. Well, we've referenced some of the magic that exists on the farm and how they claim to be able to connect people with the dead. For someone desperately looking for some kind of peace and some answers, it wouldn't be entirely shocking, friends, if Archie joined the farm in search for a way to communicate with his late father. Edgar is creepy, yes, and it's not likely that Archie would fall for the cult's ways, but loss and grief affects people in the oddest ways, so we made sure to include this theory. Well, let's talk about Jughead and the craziness surrounding his apparent death. So, Jughead is in a gang, right? The South Side Serpents. Well, we hadn't heard anything about the gang or its rivalry in a while, but when the Stonewall Prep kids play Never Have I Ever, we are once again reminded of Jughead's loyalty to the Serpents. Well, the theory was that Jughead faked his own death and actually used his gang member friends to carry out the scheme. Fans on Reddit and Twitter took to the platforms discussing what they think might happen in this obviously fake murder plot, as one user stated. Viewers have been gunning for the Serpents to step back in and help Jughead out in whatever way he needs, and even give Brett a piece of their minds for harassing Jughead. Well, yes, at some point we do see Betty standing over Jughead's body, but if the Serpents are involved, then no doubt Betty was also part of the route. We love when theories and speculation shed light on some very probable and possible circumstances. So, fellow Riverdale fans, we are aware that some of these theories are out of this world unlikely, as well as the fact that some have been proven right or wrong since. But we couldn't help but shine a little spotlight on our favorite, craziest fan theories over the course of these past few years. Let's see what happens for our Riverdale characters next. So, what's your favorite fan theory? And do you have one of your own? Leave us a comment below. As usual, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell as we bring you more juicy info, gossip, and speculation about the shows and stars you know and love. Until next time!